We need to have tools to develop programs, not just in the small, but also in the large, when we have millions of lines of code. And we need to have both conceptual tools as well as software tools to help us. Tools to be able to manage the complexity and to be able to work in collaboration with others to produce good and efficient code. We have seen the importance of modeling systems using interfaces, abstract classes, and classes. And to visualize these ideas, variables, methods, classes, we have used some images, like rectangles for variables, circles for methods, and capsules for classes. However, this is not a standard representation. We have just invented it here. In order to communicate at this level of modeling with other programmers, it is good to use also some common expression mechanism that is agreed upon as widely as possible. We will briefly describe here a notation with associated tools that help us in the design of object-oriented programs. UML stands for Unified Modeling Language. It is a standard by the Object Management Group, OMG, and also by ISO, the International Standardization Organization. UML comprises many different diagrams useful for modeling systems. We will just present here a subset of the so-called class diagrams. To represent a class like vehicle, we can use the following diagram. The diagram consists of a rectangle with 3 compartments. The first compartment contains the name of the class in bold letters and centered. In the next compartment come the attributes, and in the third one, the constructor and method names, with argument and return types. No indication about the method body. Class attributes and methods, that is, static ones, would be underlined. Inheritance, or is-a relationship, is expressed by means of an arrow with a hollow triangle, going from the subclass to the superclass, so in the opposite way we have been doing so far. This relationship is called generalization in UML. Now, the visibility can be indicated as well, and we use a plus to indicate public and a minus to indicate private. Here we see that color is a private attribute and move forward a public method. Of course, we can have several classes derived from the same class. Here we see an example of the representation in the class diagram. Truck and class are both subclasses of vehicle. Now, if something, a class or a method, is abstract, we write it in italics. Look here at the abstract class vehicle and the abstract method toString. We can also model interfaces in UML. We write the word interface in Guillemette, these double-angled quotes or French quotation marks. Look at the arrow for denoting the implementation relationship, which is dashed. The other important relationship in Java is the has-a relationship, like when a car has an engine, and the engine is one of the attributes of the car. I want to mention here 2 relationships. One is the composition that represents physical containment. For instance, when a car contains an engine, the engine is part of the car. When the car is destroyed, so is the engine. This is represented by a solid diamond in the connecting line. The other relationship is aggregation. For instance, when a car model engine is part of a car model in the catalog, in a database. When the car model is destroyed, the engine model is not necessarily destroyed. This is represented by a diamond which is not solid. Well, there are many more relationships and features in UML, but we cannot dive further at this level. models are important in the design process. Class diagrams, UML class diagrams, help us to design our computational systems. And the advantage is that they can be translated to Java in a straightforward way. Well, let's continue modeling.